Hello my friends, welcome back to this implementation and mostly welcome to part 1, data preprocessing. Alright, so let's start with the first step, importing the dataset. So we're going to add a new code cell. And so the first thing we have to do is of course to import the pandas library, which I remind is a great library to do data preprocessing. And then a common practice is to add a shortcut that we usually call PD so that we can easily call the pandas library whenever we want to. Okay, then we create this new variable called dataset, which will be the output of a certain function by pandas that can not only read a CSV file, but also import it into your variable here. And so the first thing we have to do here is call the pandas library first. So PD, then dot, and then we're going to use this function, and it's not going to be the same function as last time, because remember last time we had an Excel file, but now we have a CSV file, and so the function we'll have to use this time is not read underscore Excel, but read underscore CSV. This one, then parenthesis, and do you remember what we have to input in those parentheses? Well, of course, the name of the dataset, but it has to be entered in quotes, and so you add the quotes, and inside you type the name of the dataset, which is data.csv. All right. Congratulations if you were able to do it and find this read underscore CSV function. So now let's play or run the cell. Successfully run. So now let's add a new code cell just to have a quick visualization of our dataset. And the way to do this, remember, is to call your dataset, from which you're going to call this head function. And last time, remember, we displayed the 5 first rows. That's the default value of the parameter. But now let's say we want to display the 10 first rows. And so let's run this cell and we'll have the 10 first rows of our dataset, meaning the 10 first patients. Okay? So let me actually close this so we can have a better view of our dataset. So just to remind that in this dataset, each row is a patient, and for each patient, we have in the different columns here some features of their breast. And all these features here are the independent variables, which are going to be our predictors to predict, well, the dependent variable here, which is the class, telling if each of these patients has a benign tumor, in which case it's 2, or a malignant tumor, in which case it's 4. Alright, so we're going to build this logistic regression model that is going to learn and understand the correlations between all these independent variables here and the dependent variable class, to then be able to predict whether some new patients have some benign or malignant tumor. Okay, so here we go, we're done with the first step. Now we're going to proceed to the next step, getting the input and output separately. Please try to do it before me, and then we'll do it together in the next tutorial. And until then, enjoy machine learning!